So you beautiful people, welcome back to the channel. Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 is about to get a massive kick in the teeth in regards to its multiplayer. Now this game is supposed to last us for 2 years, and while they may heavily support it by flooding it with nostalgic maps from previous Call of Duties that we've already played just to keep us all in tune, there are a few things that are going to go against this game that actually might push people away for good in terms of the multiplayer aspect of the game. Now, we have the imminent release of Call of Duty Warzone 2, which I think is going to see a mass migration of people move from this game over to that game, simply because that seems to be the more hip game. That seems to be the game that gets more views, and there's a bigger incentive to people to go and play that particular game. And that's why a lot of people out there have probably brought Modern Warfare 2 simply so they can unlock certain attachments which are locked behind the use of other guns and stuff like that, to ensure they have that head start when they start playing that game when it's released. I've played this game since it's released, and my experience is pretty easy to sum up. Every game is pretty much the same mundane experience. I have to use a particular gun to do well. I have to use a particular set of streaks to do well. And there's pretty much no variety in what people are doing. I will say, yes, I seem to be able to run around a bit more in this Modern Warfare than the previous, but it doesn't mean I don't get shot by people who refuse to come out of that same safe space that they always seem to run back to. People listen out for footsteps, and why they pander to the newer player. How many newer players do you need to come to this game year upon year? Because Call of Duty is not a game that's a secret, is what I'm trying to say. Everybody knows what Call of Duty is. And if you haven't heard of Call of Duty, you either too young and you've only just started gaming, or you've been living in a parallel universe. It's everything wrong with gaming and the gaming industry today. Skill-based matchmaking, engagement, optimized matchmaking, whatever you want to refer to it as. All these algorithms that try and manipulate your playtime so you play the game more, or you're more likely to purchase stuff, they need to be abolished, or at the very least toned down. If I make a choice to buy something from your store, I will do that. And that's testament to me when I look at me playing games like Valorant. They bring out a new skin that I think is really nice. I purchase it. Yes, the skins are expensive, just like they were in Fortnite, but I can afford it. It's my hard-earned money. If I want to spend it, I will. And that's what makes me rather upset about what's going on in the gaming industry right now, because I've always used gaming as an escape from the harsh pressures and realities of living life day to day, especially as an adult in the world we're currently living in, where people really have to choose whether they're turning the heating on or not. We're living in that kind of world where I don't even live in a third world country and people are going hungry just to feed their children. So for me, gaming is an escape from that reality. Gaming is a place I go to when the stresses and strains of life are getting on my nerves and I need to unwind and relax. And what these companies have done is turn that world upside down. I don't want to sweat every game. I want to be able to casually play with my mates. And some of my mates refuse to play the game with me now because they know that is going to be a painful experience to them. So who is it exactly these people are protecting? Because it's always that line, you're the vocal minority. We are not the vocal minority. And I've said this for a long time. Warzone is partly to blame for this as well, because what's happened is, because of the integration of these two games, because they've tried to have them both together, it has created this environment in the game where people who come over from Warzone into the multiplayer aspect of the game to try and rank up weapons use the same battle royale, survive at any cost mentality, so they don't play the game as it's traditionally played, where it's fast twitch. And that's why I think Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 is on its deathbed in reality. I can't see this game lasting for 2 years, in my personal opinion. It's an experience that most of us get bored of now in about 6 to 9 months. These games need updating. We're having leaks and all sorts of things put out very early because people have become bored of these games. And yes, we constantly buy them year in, year out. And people do say things like, Trakky, hit them where it hurts. Keep your money in your pocket. I've done that. Many other people have done that. And that's been proven because Cold War didn't sell well. Vanguard sold worse than the likes of Cold War. So there has been a downward trend, irrespective of how Activision tries to dress things up with fancy articles and fancy titles which don't have real context or numbers to give context to what's really happening. They're very clever at doing this, marketing the game to make it look as if the experience people are having are fantastic without showing the true picture if you was to see it in a widescreen mode. And that's a game that we are currently playing right now, is one that doesn't want you to enjoy yourself, that wants to annoy you to the point where you want that one more game because you want to see an improvement on the last one you've had. But the reality is, if people like me are turning this game off now because I can't be bothered to do that, then surely there are other people doing that. When I play Valorant, I know when I enter in that lobby, I know what's at stake. I know I'm playing for a rank. I know a win equals me going closer to the next rank up. A loss takes me back down. There's an incentive for me to do well. Whereas in this game, I just want to casually run around and shoot a few people in the face and get a couple kill streaks for that. That is Call of Duty that I know, and it's just turned into something that I no longer recognize. It's all about in-game purchases and how many pounds or dollars Activision can squeeze out of people that aren't wise enough to know what they're trying to do. It's a sad state of affairs, and it's something that in gaming I think should be abolished, and I think there should be some type of governing body that puts the one fundamental thing at the forefront of gaming, which is the purchasers and the gamers' enjoyment before everything. That is what gaming has always been about, and it's an industry where we was often frowned upon. You know, you're a grown man, what are you doing playing computer games? Whereas now everybody plays them, and this is where these people are trying to cash in because they know that they can manipulate the market, because everybody has access to the internet in this day and age, so they can download things and pay for things online because it's the norm now. Guys, down in the comment section, your thoughts and feelings. Do you believe skill-based matchmaking, EOMM, or Warzone 2 is gonna kill Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 multiplayer? Or do you believe the game's kind of already killed itself anyway? Down in the comment section, guys, let me know. Guys, there are many buttons you could hit, but a like and subscribe button, hope they tickle your fancy. And as always, guys, don't forget to stay on the right track. Peace.